your boy is experiencing a lot right now.
So it's Friday, it's almost midnight, and I was sitting and I'm going, there was something I forgot to do today, and I don't know what it is, because again, it's been one of those days again where it's been so busy, there's been lots to do, so it's been a lot, and I'm finally getting some time to sit down and read. Just had zero energy. Obviously I updated when I had finished reading Waiting for a Scot Like You, and since then I had put To Sir Philip with Love on audio, which is a reread this month, and I'm sure that when I read the Bridgerton series the first time, this book was my favourite out of the lot, and I'm listening to it and I'm like, do I love it? Do I love it as much as I did? Because I don't know, I'm not really feeling it. So that's kind of disappointing. But you know, I'm not that far into it, so we'll see how it goes. So I'm gonna go and read Rush just now, but I feel very tired, so I'm probably not going to last very long. That's what he said. Right, so it's Saturday and we've had some interesting life developments, or we could potentially be having some interesting life developments. So I, just on a whim, I thought I'm gonna look and see like what full-time jobs are going kind of closer to my home, because my work's like an hour away on the bus, and I was like, I'll just check and see if there's anything closer, you know, not really putting any thought or intent behind it. And then it turns out that one of the libraries that's like a 15-minute walk away from my house is looking for a library assistant. Now, as a child, I was in our local library like 3 out of 5 days, whether it be reading in the library, spending time in the library with friends, homework in the library, or even just in talking to the librarians as a child. I mean, what kid goes into a library on and on just to talk to the staff? Me. So like, this is my childhood dream, and I always and I kick myself sometimes because I'm like, I can't be a librarian, because I think I can't be a librarian because there's a certain qualification you need, and at the moment I don't have the luxury to be able, at the minute I don't have the privilege of being able to go back into full-time education. So, well, I could, but I can't, if that makes sense. Like, the opportunity is there, but life-wise and financially it's not an option. Anyway, so I had looked at it thinking that it was going to be like, oh, you need this qualification, but because it's just a library assistant rather than a librarian, you can work in the library doing those things that a library assistant does, and while you're working in the library you can do training as well, for different sort of like librarian and information certificates. So I'm gonna apply for it. Like, I'm so excited. Like, when I was a child, I pretty much lived in the library and loved the librarians and just wanted to be a librarian, and now I have the opportunity to be a library assistant, and that's just wild to me, because I've never been in a secure job that I absolutely loved. The only job I've had that I've loved is when I've been doing makeup and like kids party entertaining. So this is this is the dream. This is a dream come true. It's wild. It's an opportunity and a half. So yeah, in the middle of filling in the application just now, but imposter syndrome is kicking in and I'm feeling like I can't sell myself very well. So that's the thing. I'm just hoping that my passion for reading will see me through. On the subject of reading, I am about, where's my Kindle? I am 65% of the way through Rush by Brianna Hale. Haven't really read it today because I slept in and then there was loads of stuff that needed done household wise. So I'm not, yeah, so last night I was reading this and then I've just started reading it again. I don't know how I feel about it because there's nothing inherently bad about it. It's just I'm not feeling the chemistry, like the connection between the two characters. So with Dree, who is the heroine in the story, who is the submissive of the two, she has obviously got trauma related to a past relationship. She's got trauma related to past situations that has happened in her life, and she finds this to be an outlet for her trauma, which is fine. I like to see that explored. But like, Rush is kind of like rushing into it. Like, he even stated himself that he has no familiarity with the lifestyle that he has chosen to embark on, so hasn't looked into aftercare or safe words or anything like that. It sounds as if he kind of might have now at this point, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like him. I don't dislike him, I just don't like him. I don't know, it's just not doing it for me, to be perfectly honest. And I'm kind of gutted because I thought I was going to love it, but you win some, you lose some. And I listened to some more of To Sir Philip with Love. Still not sure how I feel. Still not sure about how I'm feeling on that one either. Still nothing is coming back to me about my first read. Nothing's coming back to me about the first time I read it, so it's okay. It's not bad. It's just I kind of expected from my previous rating that it was gonna be better. But like, there's still plenty of time. They're still in their like first week of meeting each other, so there's time for things to change. But it is late-ish, and I'm gonna go and read some more of Rush. I will check in before I go to sleep, which is probably gonna be about 3 in the morning, so I'll have that. Right, so I finished, Rush by Brianna Hale, and I gave it 3 stars, but I was kinda on the verge of 2.5, but yeah, stuck with 3. So here was my problem. I was 100% here for the kink. I was 100% here for the actual plot itself, but I don't think I could possibly have cared less about either of the main characters. And I know I'm definitely 100% in the minority, because I was looking through Goodreads reviews after I had finished, and everybody was like the opposite it was 4 and 5 stars, and everybody felt the chemistry and really liked the relationship and stuff like that, but I just didn't feel anything, and I wasn't invested in the relationship. I was kind of just enjoying the kink aspect, and even at that, it sort of felt like, I mean, even the male character himself had said that he knew nothing about what he was getting into. I don't know if he'd done any further research. Obviously, the heroine knew what she was talking about, because there is a point where he kind of gets her into subspace and then makes a request of her that she has already refused, like, out with that. So I wasn't really a fan of that. Maybe I'm just really in a fussy mood today. It wasn't bad, it just wasn't great. So that's that done. The plan now is I'm gonna go and listen to another chapter of To Sir Philip with Love while I am getting ready to sleep. And then tomorrow I'm quite excited, because I'm going to start reading The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics on my Kindle. I really enjoyed the care and feeding of waspish widows when I read it in February. So I am really looking forward to reading this, I'm really looking forward to Celestial Mechanics, because this is actually the first book in the series and I read them back to front. So I'm gonna go take some painkillers because I have a sore head now. So busy Sunday. Didn't get much reading done today. I read 30% of The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics. Thoroughly enjoying that, have to say. What I spent most of my day doing was experiencing acute anxiety whilst filling in an application form. Looking at it objectively, if I were receiving the application, I would think she sounds good. Whether they do or they do not is a completely different matter altogether. But I'm trying to stay really positive about it, because because this is the perfect job for me. There has never been a job been more perfect. It's within walking distance from my house. The hours are suitable. I'll be working less hours than I'm working now for more money. I get a longer lunch break. I'm surrounded by books all day. I get to speak to people about books instead of all of the other stuff. I'll get to talk to people about books instead of stuff from the other job roles I've had over the years that I haven't actually been passionate about. And it's just such a good vibe. And also supporting people that are coming to use the IT services, for employment reasons and educational reasons, and it's just, oh my god, it's going to be so good. I'm trying desperately not to speak as if I already have it, but but apparently the whole manifestation thing works. So if you believe something's going to happen, you can manifest it, that sort of shit. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now, is if I think it's happening, it's going to happen. I mean, I could be setting myself up for disappointment, and I know that if I keep on this path of kind of really thinking I'm going to get this, then I'm going to let myself down. I'll be really disappointed, and my depression probably won't like that, and possibly have a wee relapse. Exciting times. And on top of that, even with the social anxiety, I interview really, really well. I don't know how, because I have zero self-esteem. So I don't know if it's like because it's that kind of like high stakes situation where I need to perform well because I've got something riding on it. But the fact that I'm almost positive that there is some sort of like employment law thing somewhere that states about people with a disability having to get an interview because of equal opportunities and stuff like that. So I'm keeping everything crossed that I can at least get to the interview stage. If I interview and I don't get it, then it's fine. But if I fail at the application process, it's going to be really kind of hard to stomach. There's only so much you can communicate about yourself via a typewritten document.
It's Monday. I haven't read any more of my book, but I have filmed multiple videos to do me. But I have filmed multiple videos to do me over the next 2 weeks-ish. So buzzing about that. So I'm gonna finish Lady's Guide to Celeste and Mechanics tonight. Absolutely loving that. Loving the dynamic, you know, very feminist focused. Like the care and feeding of waspish widows. It's very focused on the kind of restraints of a woman during the regency period with regards to marriage, what they can and can't do, what they're tied into, what their obligations are. And there's a guy in it that said the most misogynistic bullshit ever, that I kind of forgot to mention last night. It was brutal, and I was like, seriously. It was very much, women shouldn't be involved in science, they should be just fucking giving birth and maintaining the human race. And I was like, no. And I was like, bitch, no. Shut up. Also, exciting stuff. My application for the library assistant's job has just gone from submitted to in process, which means that the application is being reviewed. So the closing date for applications was either today or tomorrow. Then I'm hoping at some point this week they'll give me a little call and say, yo, Marianne, you fancy coming down for a little interview? So tomorrow I have a plan. So the library that I've applied to work in, like I said last night, is near our house, but it's not the one I usually use, because I usually use the one that's close to my mum's house. So I have an online account for the library in the south area of the council. So I'm going to walk around tomorrow to acquire a physical card, and then while I'm there, kind of like see what their setup is like, see what sort of services that they offer. I assume it's going to be the same as the North Council's services, but I just want to check to be safe, just in case I get interviewed, so that I'm going in knowing exactly what I'm talking about, in case I start talking about stuff that's relevant to the North Council and it's not relevant to the South Council. So my anxiety is fucking wilding. I feel so sick. I keep going through delightful periods where I feel like I can't breathe. My stomach is like a washing machine. Like, I know people go, but if you think about it, the butterflies could be excitement as opposed to anxiety. And I'm like, no, this feeling is not excitement. What I felt last night was excitement. This is anxiety. I think I've had it long enough. I think I've been experiencing it long enough to know the difference. It's only been, what, 20 years? Is there anything else exciting to share? No. Oh, and another advantage of the fact that I'm kind of going to case the place out, perform a little recon mission, is when I get my physical card tomorrow, it means that I can lift books It means that I can borrow books from the library, bring them home, and then do a little library haul, and I am excited. Even though I probably won't get to read them immediately because I've still got to get through my TBR, and there is the readathon coming up. I mean, technically, I could abandon my TBR because why not? And just read the books from the library until the readathon starts. But you get them at the library for a whole month anyway. I don't know. I'm just too full of so many emotions. It's like that gif. Of Will Ferrell and Anchorman. I am in a glass case of emotion, but instead of being trapped in a glass case of emotion, it's trapped in my body, where I feel far too much, far too intensely, and it's just, I can't handle it. Alright, I'm gonna go and cook something.
Good morning. It's Monday. Might have fell asleep with my makeup on. This is a look, so I need to go wash my face. But first, before I do that, I finished The Lady's Guide to Celestial Mechanics by Olivia Waite, and perfect. Absolutely perfect. I have only read two of Olivia Waite's books. I don't know if she's got more, but I've read the two that are currently out in the Feminine Pursuit series, right? And I have never seen such perfect pacing in a historical romance, from the start to when the characters meet, to when they start feeling feels for each other, to when they announce those feels, to when they have first physical interaction, the conflict and the resolution. Like, it's so well paced. The conflict isn't dragged out for ages, but at the same time it's not resolved like 2 pages later. So you have that level of suspense where the relationship is in peril without it becoming frustrating and, you know, making you angry. Because that happens to me a lot. I just get raging. So like the care and feeding of Waspish Widows, we again have the kind of feminist undertones to the book, especially around what women can and can't do, especially during that period of time. I don't want to say what the plot twist was in the book, but it was perfect. At the end, when something was revealed, I was just like, well, them straight white men are not having a good time, and I am living for it. So the books are very smash the patriarchy. Women can be involved in the sciences. There was an aspect to this book. It was like art versus science, which I enjoyed, and then people accepting that they could coexist peacefully and benefit each other and stuff like that. So loved that. I don't have any complaints about this book whatsoever. Like, both characters were likeable, but still had sort of negative personality traits, because I hate when characters are painted as perfect, because nobody is perfect. So they have their own sort of flaws and that they're working through and stuff like that. But like, I loved it. But yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Really excited. I'd already pre-ordered the next book in the series, which I think is called The Hellions Waltz, which is coming out this year. And I am pumped. I'm so excited. Can't wait for it to come. I made an executive decision not to start reading Queenie last night. I will explain why at some point this week. And I started reading The Right Swipe by Alicia Wright as well when I went to bed last night, which is showing promise already. So, a fan of that. I'm going to listen to the end of To Sir Philip with Love while I'm getting ready. And then guess where I'm going? Guess where I'm going? And then guess where I'm going? Guess where I am going? I'm going to the library. The last time I've been to a library was January 2020. So it's been over a year since I've been in. So it's been over a year since I've been physically in a library. So I'm so excited. I am going to go, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to get dressed up in all my finery, and then just go, and like the librarians are not going to know what's happening because I'm going to go bounding in there so full of excitement and just go wild. On top of that, I will be aggressively, consistently checking my emails all day to see if I've heard anything back about that job yet. I know I probably won't hear anything back for about a week to 2 weeks. I know I probably won't hear anything back for a week to 2 weeks, but I'm still going to frequently and unhealthily and check my emails. So that's going to be good. So yeah, I'll check back in once I've been to the library. I'm so buzzing. So I went to a different library from the one I usually go to, and guess what they did not have? They did not have a romance section. They had a section for everything else, but they didn't have a romance section. Any romance was interspersed between the general fiction, and it was really, really difficult to find. So I was kind of just like trying to get in and out. I've not got eyelashes on, it's making my eyes look really weird. I was just trying to get in and out quickly. So did a little quick browse, and I ended up just grabbing 3 books that I kind of wanted to read. So I got The Girl from Summerhill by Jude Deveraux, and the only reason I got this was because I wanted to start reading her books. And that was the one I picked up. Don't know a single thing about it. Oh, it's about 2 people that are acting in a performance of Pride and Prejudice. So it's Elizabeth and Darcy. Yeah. Okay, now that I've actually looked at the back of this and read the synopsis, I really want to read it, and I wish I'd started with this one. One of my goals for 2021 is to read all of Nora Roberts' backlist. Now, I've already read 11 of her books, so it's not as bad as I first thought it was going to be. So the library has loads of Nora Roberts, writing as Nora Roberts, and also writing as J.D. Robb. Because I was walking there and back, I was like, I'm only going to pick up maybe 3 or 4 books, because my back was really sore. And I've wanted this. This has been on my Amazon wish list since it came out in like 2019. So I got The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell, which is a thriller. And, you know, it's kind of weird. And, you know, I'm kind of thrilled already, experiencing the thrill. So yeah, that's it. So it was a bit disappointing on the romance front, but other than that, it's all good. Morning, lads. It's Wednesday, probably. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how much more of this I can physically take. I woke up this morning and I feel so dizzy. So I have the house to myself for like 20 minutes. And I'm tempted to just try and nap. But I know that if I go for a nap, I'm just going to want to stay asleep. Took my medication a couple hours ago, and I can just feel myself getting drowsier and drowsier and drowsier. And also, with increasing them, it's affecting my mood as well. So
I'm normally quite a chill person. I don't get angry very often. I mean, nobody really gives me anything to get angry about anyway. But I've been feeling so on edge and proper irritated at the slightest inconvenience. I think genuinely the only people that I've managed to keep calm, genuinely the only people who I've managed to sort of keep my patience with and be calm around and be chill around is the people that live in my house. Everybody else is driving me insane. Every time I leave the house, like, something pisses me off. And because I don't like arguing and I don't like confrontation, even if somebody does something to me, I don't say anything. Like, if I seen somebody doing something to someone else, I would probably get involved. But if they're having a go at me or annoying me, I'm just like, whatever, and then just complain about it when I get home. Maybe I should be more assertive. Should that be my goal for 2021? Regardless, I'm now 25% of the way into The Right Swipe. Don't like the heroine. Don't like Rhiannon. She is a bit of a cow. I'm hoping that there's going to be kind of like some insight into why she is the way she is. Because currently, like, the excuses that she has aren't really working for me. Right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not napping, because if I nap now, it'll affect my sleep later on tonight, and also I won't get the stuff done that I need to get done. I'm going to go tidy my living room and read a chapter of The Family Upstairs by Lisa Jewell. Don't know what's going on in that book. It's just getting weirder by the second. I think we're involved in some sort of cult, and I think I figured out who one of the characters is. But then it turns out that it's not, and then I start thinking, oh, I know who it is, it's this person. And then we just never really get anywhere. It's just kind of confusing. Like, there's so much happening. I know this is pure pernickety, but I don't like the fact that out of the 3 points of view that we get, 2 of them are in third person and the first one is in first person narrative. There's something about it that just irritates me. Like, there's no consistency. But it's still good. So there's that. Right, I've tidied my living room. Don't feel it any more alive than I did earlier when I filmed. I've got such bad heartburn. Oh my god. So I'm just gonna start reading The Family Upstairs again. I'm about a quarter to a third of the way through. They're talking about cults and murder, and something like really weird just happened. So basically, the main character, Libby, has inherited the house our adoptive parents were murdered in. No, sorry, it was like joint suicide pact thing. And she thinks that the place is haunted because she keeps hearing noises when she's visiting the place. But she's just went upstairs and and it turns out that there's a man's sock there. A new sock. And apparently this house hasn't been inhabited in like forever. And I think that it might be her brother Henry. That's the person that we're getting the first person narrative from. So I think it might be him. But I don't know, because like Lisa Joe keeps throwing me weird curveballs and confusing me, as she is often wont to do. So gonna keep going with this. And hopefully stay awake for the rest of the day. Right, so I ended up actually going to sleep after I had that tidying spell this morning, so I feel slightly more refreshed. Head's hurting, but you know, we're used to that at this point. I am about 60% of the way through the family upstairs. This just keeps getting like more bizarre. I keep thinking I know what's happening, and then it turns out that I don't have a clue who. So we're about to find out what happened with the suicide situation, because I think I said last night about the main character's family committing suicide and then she inherits the house. So we're going to find out what's happening, or what happened with regards to the whole suicide thing, because my theory is I don't actually think that they committed suicide. I think that they were murdered, but I don't know by whom. I think it might be the main character's brother, but nothing has led me to believe that currently. Apart from the fact that he hates everybody. Wait, I've just had a thought. I actually think I might know what's happening here. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably wrong. And I don't want to say what it is in case anybody else has came to the same sort of deduction. Okay, I'm just going to say it because I won't confirm nor deny, but I think that the main character, Lucy, wait a minute. I think that Libby's brother murdered everybody and then stole someone else's identity. I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. But I have a feeling that that's what's happening. I have a feeling, a strong feeling. Feel pretty confident in my deduction so far. So I think I'll probably get this finished
Right,
tonight.
so it is Thursday morning, I think, and I haven't vlogged this much. I haven't vlogged as much this week because my partner's been off work. He doesn't know that I've been posting videos on YouTube, and I'm worried he's going to take the piss if he does. So I've kind of had to stealth film. So I finished The Family Upstairs last night by Lisa Jewell, and you know, that was a wild ride. Now, I saw people who didn't like it on Goodreads saying that it was quite slow paced for a thriller, and that they weren't keen on how it ended and stuff like that, that it was a bit too long-winded. So most thrillers that I've read have been about 300-ish pages, and they've been really fast-paced and kind of like one and done. This one was about 450 pages, and it was really slow-paced. So like I said, they had the point of view of Henry, who was the brother, Lucy, who was the sister, and Libby, who was the baby when this stuff had happened. I can't really say much about the plot of the book because it gives so much away. So you see everything sort of slowly unfolding from everybody. So you sort of see everything unfolded from those three people's points of view. Which at first annoyed me, but then as it became clear that it was vital to the plot of the story rather than just that's how it was laid out, I actually enjoyed it. So the only first person narrative you get is from the brother, and the other two characters in the book are third person. Some of the things that I had kind of theorised were going to happen were true. There were other things that really caught me off guard. I think the fact that there was so much doubt and so much back and forth with how I thought it was going to go suggests that the storytelling was masterfully done, because there was no point where it was like extremely predictable. Maybe it's because I don't really read thrillers that often anymore that it seemed better for me. But you know, I really loved it, and I was so pissed at how it ended. So I was like, nah, 4.5 stars. You've lost a star for that ending. But then I saw on Goodreads when was adding the author's other books, because I've already read 1 or 2 of her books before this. But I thought, no, I'm gonna have to go through. But then I was like, I'm gonna read her backlist as well. And I noticed that there was a book that was just entitled The Family Upstairs 2, which has like an estimated publishing date of 2022, and I'm gonna have to read it, especially because of how the first one ended. It's made me like, right, I need the next story. So it'll be interesting to see how that's played out, composition wise, like how the story is told, because I don't think you're necessarily going to have the brothers' first person point of view going forwards. So I don't know how they're going to do that. But I think you would be able to do third person for all the characters now that you are up to date in the story, or have 3 first person point of views on it. I don't know, but I'm excited. But after I finished reading The Family Upstairs, I started reading The Girl from Summerhill. The central plot of the story is there is a production of Pride and Prejudice happening, but alongside that you kind of have the dynamics between Darcy and Elizabeth playing out between the 2 main characters, Casey and Tate. Yeah, Casey and Tate, and their meet cute was really funny at the beginning of this. Did experience a little bit of second-hand embarrassment on the heroine's behalf, but I'm assuming you're going to see the narrative of Darcy and Elizabeth playing out in the modern setting while it's playing out on stage in the play that they are enacting. It seems promising so far. I'm only 25 pages into it because I was super tired, and then I went to bed and just ended up watching SNL clips for most of the night. Why? I don't know. Came up in my recommended and I fell down the rabbit hole. But yes, that is how we're spending the day. I have tidied up. I have done my standard sort of, what's the word, quick tidy of the house. It wasn't actually that bad, except for the kitchen, which I'm going to finish once my washing machine's finished. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I actually don't think I'm going to have that many books in my mid-month wrap-up. Today is the last increase of my epilepsy meds. Just as I was starting to feel as if my body was kind of getting used to it, but I increased it again this morning, which is the last increase. And you know, these meds are notorious for kind of mood swings, often referred to as Keppra rage, and I've just been feeling so angry this morning, and it's not anybody else's fault, so I'm being overly nice to everybody in the house, but I just feel such rage inside, but I'll be fine. I'll be okay. What else is happening? What else is coming up? Oh shit, I need to edit a video again. I need to edit a video as well today. Wait, what day is it? I was supposed to edit the video and put it up yesterday. Oh Marianne, you fucking idiot. I forgot it was Wednesday yesterday. Oh god damn it. Right, okay, so that's throwing the spanner in the works. Maybe I'm not going to be reading for that long because I need to. Maybe I'm not going to be reading right now because I need to go and edit and post that now. Shouldn't take too long. It's just a haul. And then this vlog will go up tomorrow, I think, at some point. I don't even know, like, I'm so tired. So tired. And then, wait, whoa, yes. And then on Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. British summer time, we're doing a live show on Bethany's channel. So I will link her channel in the description. It's going to be me, it's going to be Bethany, and it's going to be Megan talking about ACOTAR, because Bethany and I are ACOTAR virgins. Megan has already read the first two, or has she read all three? I don't remember, but she's rereading them anyway. And we're going to discuss our thoughts and feelings on A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. So yeah, I'm gonna go and edit that other video. We're just making up as we go along at this point.